Shall we begin?
Let's begin now.
Hi everybody, it's Doreen, and I'm back today with an anniversary card. I'm whispering because I don't want my husband to hear that this card is for him. So, we are not going to be using the Gypsy, the Cricket, or Erica today. What we will be using are the Spellbinder card creator dies, and I'm going to be using the A2 Matting Basic A and the A2 Matting Basic B. So, what does our card look like? This is the card that we will be making today. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so before I bring up the supplies, I wanted to show where I got the idea for this card. I got the idea out of this book that is called Paper Crafts, Card Creations, Volume 10. And I got this from Skylar. Thank you, Skylar. I'm so glad she sent this to me because I have such a hard time trying to come up with ideas for masculine cards, and I was thumbing through here and I found this card right here. So I'm going to be trying to attempt to make something similar to this card here. So let's get started and bring up our supplies. So now I'm using some of the craft cardstock, and my cardstock measures 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and I take it and scored it in half to make it a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card. And I've gone ahead and scored that, so I'm not going to put any ink on my edges. Now I am using the card creator for this. So I'm using the Spellbinders card creator, and this is the A2 Matting Basics A and the A2 Matting Basics B. So it's already cut out, or I've already die cutted my first layer, and because I don't like to measure, I really like these card creators. Now I am going to give you the sizes because I did, after I cut this, I measured what size it was. So this first piece measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and that's going to go right there. So I think what I want to do is add my layers first, and then I'll add this to the card. So now my next layer measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/8, and I switch back and forth between the A and the B, so I can't tell you which one came from where. So let's go ahead and get this tape down, and we'll add this layer before we add this to our card. And actually, because I've cut out my bow here, I think maybe I will just put my layer here on first. So let's get our tape out and tape this side down, because I'm going to need to put some of that lace. And yes, I am putting lace on this card, but it still has masculine colors in it, so it's just not going to have any bling. So I'm going to open up my card and lay down my first layer, like so. And then I'm going to press down. So now, what I want to do is, I'm going to see if I can do this, because I've already we'll put this layer down next. And this piece is, let's see, 3 1/8 by 4 5/8. And this cardstock, or all of my cardstock, this layer and this layer right here are some of the Joann Fabric textured cardstock. This piece of cardstock is actually from a single sheet that I picked up at Joann's. I didn't write the name down before I cut it up, so I don't have it. But it just basically had a picture of the World Atlas on it. So we're going to put that on top of here. So let's get some tape on the back of this. And as you can see, I started writing down the measurements for you. The thing about using that card creator, I don't have to worry about measuring anything. But for those of you who don't have it, I do like to give out the measurements. So this is going to lay on top of here, and I'm just going to eyeball this because this one is not 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch separated. Alright, so now we have that piece on. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and lay my lace and the bow down because I'm going to have that going back behind there. That's why I didn't want to lay that down first. So I'm just going to have that sitting and lay it down like that, and then our bow is going to come up here. So let me tape this down using our cheater method here. Just going to tape a piece of tape across there, and then we'll do the other side as well, even though I've already started taping it down using what I had taped earlier. And then I'm going to take my glue gun and get some glue on the back of here because I want to glue my bow completely down. Like so. And then I'll cut those after we get everything on the card. Okay, so now we're going to add this layer to the rest of our card. Line that up. I just want to look and see how that's going to look. It looks fine, so now I'll just take my ATG gun and we'll continue taping. And this is maybe a little difficult because I've got that bow already on there. But you don't have to put as much tape as I do. I just like to make sure something is taped completely down and it's not going to come up. So now I'm going to add this layer and then press down. So now let's continue adding the rest of our embellishments to the front of the card. I think we can close it up now. So the next thing I've got is I've gone ahead and I didn't have, I don't know what die was used for the front of the card in the magazine. So I'm using my Labels 13 die, and I'm going to place that right there. And then I've also gone ahead and taken my circle die and I've printed this out on the computer and then ran it through my circle die, and it basically just says, "You mean the world to me." So that's going to be on top of here, and I've also inked my edges using the Tim Holtz Distress ink, and I'm using the Age Mahogany. I also ran some of the gathered twigs along here. I kind of mixed the two colors together. My wording is stamped out with the gathered twigs. So we'll just take our Tombow and we want to tape this in the center here and make sure we get this. I should be in camera so you can see what I'm doing here. And we're going to just lay this down like so and press down. So now this is going to go on the top portion of our card. And I'm going to put this down using some glue. So I'm going to put some basically on there, and I'm going to put some actually on the bow because we want to make sure this stays down. And I just decided to make this card after I saw it in the magazine. So mine may not be exactly the way it is, but it's going to work for my purposes. So now, the other thing that they had in there, they had a leaf, and I'm actually going to take these leaves that I picked up at Michael's. These are the Recollections leaves, and I've inked them using the gathered twig and the aged mahogany, and I'm going to slide one along here, and then I'm going to slide another one along up in here. So I need to get me some glue along there, and we'll put the first one in, and I'm kind of putting it back behind there. And then actually I think I should put it on this side, and then I'll slide this one in right along there like so. This one I'm going to need to pull out. I should have put the glue on this side rather than on the other side. So we'll do that, and then we can slip it right back in there. Get rid of our glue hairs. And there we have the front of our card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip that lace that's down here at the bottom. I'm just going to take my scissors and snip that in an angle. And there we have it. There is the front of our card. So now for my inside, I am going to put a sentiment in there, but it's going to be a little personal to my husband. I'm whispering because I don't want him to know this card is for him. But I am going to add these in the corner, and these are some of my Cherry Lynn dies lace corners. So I'm going to put one in each one of the corners, and then I'm going to put my sentiment here. But basically, this is my card, which is based off of this card I found in the magazine. I think I did pretty good. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. Okay, everybody, so I am back, and I decided this card needed just a little bit of something else for finishing touches. So since I couldn't add any bling, and I did take a chance adding the lace trim here, I decided I'm going to add some brads to it. So what I did was I lifted up my layer here, and I put the two brads in the corner. So now I feel the card is complete. So this is the anniversary card that I've made for my 5th wedding anniversary for my husband. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.